up, y'all?
Welcome back, FBC.
We back in the building, and from what I understand, I think we have another letter. Mocha, what you got over there?
We have another letter, another meeting to bring to the table. Okay, this says, Dear FBC, I'm seeking your advice on a dilemma I've been facing in my marriage. My husband and I have been married for 5 years, and we've always had a strong connection. However, recently something unexpected happened that has left me feeling conflicted. About 2 months ago, my ex-boyfriend from college reached out to me on social media. We had a long and intense relationship back in the day, and it ended on good terms. Out of curiosity, I responded to his message, and we started chatting casually. At first, it felt innocent enough, but our conversations have become more frequent and personal. Last week, we met for coffee just to catch up. During our meeting, he confessed that he still has feelings for me and regrets how things ended between us. I didn't expect this revelation, and now I find myself thinking about him constantly. I love my husband, but part of me wonders what could have been if my ex and I had stayed together. I haven't told my husband about these conversations or the coffee meeting, and the guilt is eating me up.
Wow.
I don't want to jeopardize my marriage, but I also can't deny that I still have unresolved feelings for my ex. My question is, should I confess to my husband about reconnecting with my ex and my lingering feelings, or would that only cause unnecessary pain and complications? How do I navigate these emotions without hurting the man I love? Sincerely, torn between two loves.
Torn between two loves. That's a lot. And
I feel like this is something that
a lot of this sounds familiar.
sounds like Brian and I.
Golly. I'm like, yo.
God, dog.
See, here's the thing.
This is not good.
So here's the thing, guys.
Here, guys, this isn't good.
Well,
hold on. I feel red.
We'll let you guys speak to it then.
Right.
Well,
Aye.
it's an open conversation.
Okay.
And we definitely want to.
We'll chime in from time to time.
Don't do that. I feel judged.
So here's the thing. I think that unresolved relationships and unsecured doors leave room for unwelcomed visitors.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
It does.
for real. Because when we move on and we move on in a way that, okay, so just keeping it real. When me and my wife moved on from each other, she went to college, I went to the Air Force. We had an entire unresolved relationship.
Yeah.
Unresolved breakup. It's my high school sweetheart, best friend since 9th grade.
Right.
Yeah.
9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. She went to college. I'm lost. Go to the military. We're unresolved. We both move on. I'm truncating the story.
Yeah.
We both move on. But then MySpace hits the scene. Y'all remember MySpace?
Social media introduction.
The introduction to social media. Ding. Oh, snap. Whoa. Open. Wow. It's been years.
Yeah.
She done glowed up. She was already beautiful. But now, she got a record deal. And it's reflecting in her presentation. And I'm like, yo. So that meeting, same meeting. I was in Florida. Came to Atlanta just for a visit. Unresolved relationship. Doors that weren't closed. And it led to an amazing life.
Yeah.
He did, because he was married.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's that. You want to truncate some more? Let's just be real about it.
So-
you know what I mean? because it was unresolved, it did leave doors open. You know what I mean? Like,
that part. Yeah.
I wasn't in a relationship, but I was dating. You know what I mean? But I always left my door open for him.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's in the back of my head. We were living two separate lives.
Yeah.
But my door was still open.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
First love.
we don't know if, you know what I mean, like, she may have moved on, like she said it was on good terms or whatever. It could have been a thing of distance.
Yeah.
That was, that they
Anything,
couldn't,
man.
you know what I mean, that they just couldn't work through.
Because honestly, that's what happened with us. It
like
was
legit.
distance.
It was distance. We couldn't work through the distance.
It was immaturity. It was. I mean, we were young. We were kids. We fresh out the house.
Right.
19, 20.
Right.
Yeah.
So 19, 20. You're not necessarily making the most mature decisions when it comes to relationships and marriages and you know commitments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, I think with that door being the way that it was, because my door wasn't closed either. I had your name tatted on me in 2 different places still.
2?
While married.
2 different places. Because it was never in the plan for us not to be together.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
Right.
But where did you have her tatted at?
On my arm and on my chest.
On your chest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it caused a lot of problems.
To your then wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but I was young.
How did the conversation go?
Cover that name.
How did she find out?
When I took my shirt off?
No, I'm saying she did, and she was just like, who's Corinne?
Well.
Or does it say Jamie?
No, it's her government name.
Jamie.
How did she know who she was? Is what you're asking.
Because
when
she saw it,
because she came to me.
Because Jamie could be a guy or a girl.
Yeah, but when we got together, I was involved. Like I was still involved with my best friend, fiance, ex-fiance, and everything else that she was. We were still involved. So when I met her, she was like my ultimate, and nothing against her. It was just my circumstance. She was my ultimate rebound.
Gotcha.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she was still very present in my mind, in my heart, in my notebooks, in my picture box.
Y'all discussed it.
All
She
that.
saw it and she heard it.
All that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she was still very present. So she knew exactly who she was.
Yeah.
She knew she was the girlfriend after the girlfriend.
Yeah.
But she thought she won or felt like she won because I said, we're going to do this. And I did that ultimately it was a trauma response.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was overseas and I was in an emotional state. I was in Saudi Arabia. I was in the military and I was like, yo, life can end at any moment.
Right.
Get on the phone and like, hey, we're going to get married.
Yeah.
And she ran with it. You know what I'm saying? And when she ran with it, I was like, yo, cool. Let's go. Because me and her wasn't together at that time. So I'm like, yo, let's get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then it's like, even in the letter, how she says that her and her husband have a great relationship.
Yeah,
I don't doubt that their relationship wasn't great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it just wasn't.
It just
y'all.
wasn't.
It just wasn't us.
Us. You know what I mean? So that's in reading the letter, I'm like, that's tough.
But you know what?
I mean?
From the standpoint, from being on the other side of that, I felt guilt for a very long time. I felt shame for a very long time. I felt bad for a very long time after my first marriage.
After that, okay.
Yeah, because
I got you.
Because she had nothing to do with what my circumstance was. Yeah, man, she got caught up. And I hate that because a lot of women, even men, they feel reluctant to get into relationships because they don't know if they're collateral damage. Because you don't know you collateral damage until blood is shed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just get like heads up like, you know what? I might be the rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
that's tough.
Like thinking back, and we were super young, but just to your point, like unless you're having a conversation coming into a thing where someone can almost anticipate or expect, like if you're having an honest conversation up front, like I'm fresh off, you know what I'm saying? And then you give that person the opportunity to choose so that if it does resurface, it's kind of like you did this at your own risk per se, because you were already aware that I came out of a situation and you still pursued or wanted to go forward. But when Anthony dumped me when we were younger, the only thing I can say that I appreciated, even though I never thought that it would ever happen, I appreciated the fact that he told me the why. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was if there ever could be a clean break, that's what made it a clean break. He was just like, "You're a good girl, and I'm not on that right now." You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go live. I want a different type of girl right now, and who you are is not it. So,
and that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So you as a young man, what?
16?
No, super young.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as a child,
we got married young. So
yeah. Y'all would definitely. So, what in your mind said, I'm going to tell her that she's not the type of girl that needs to be with me right now?
I was doing a lot of high risk activity that could have, I knew what type of family she came from, and the type of stuff I was doing, I wasn't planning on going past 18, 20.
Yeah.
So to prevent damaging her, because I still loved her, I was just young and stupid and didn't have the capacity to be able to make a mature decision in the moment. And the type of people I was around and the type of environment I was in, while still being exposed to the grandeurs of life, my immaturity chose the lesser. So immaturity chose the lesser in that instance. But then it seems like there was a certain maturity to say, I'm protecting her heart.
Yeah, I agree.
That was love. I loved her. Without a doubt, I knew I loved her from the first time I met her. I knew it was love. I knew when I first saw her, I remember like it was yesterday when I first approached her. We hopped off the porch early, very early, extremely early.
Okay. And so
Uncomfortably early.
Uncomfortably early. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to that point, like after that, I think when you speak of the what did you say? The open doors. It was a clean break, but in my heart somewhere, it was always like, well, if he ever,
I can't move on.
If he ever came around, I would, as long as he's doing right, like I would give him another chance, and I kind of moved that way. So as I went into, I had another serious relationship after that. And it was kind of like, well, we weren't that far. But I felt bad because good guy, great guy.
Yeah, there it is.
Absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He wasn't me and Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Willing to do sacrificing all of the things, like willing to relocate, just everything. But I'm just like,
yeah,
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So I know it's tough, man, but this is one of those situations where you have to really choose because, and I say you have to choose whether you want to kind of address it or if you're going to like resolve it in your heart and mind and just be like, it didn't work and I'm going to let it be because what's going to happen is it's going to start seeping out.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, once you've engaged in a meeting, y'all went to a meeting.
So your thoughts,
that's everything. That's effort.
Hey, looking in the eyes.
Yeah.
You reminiscing, like.
Boy, there ain't nothing like that reminisce.
Oh my gosh. It's very, very dangerous. It's dangerous.
But you know what I found in that reminisce? It was an excitement in that reminisce.
Yeah.
It was a place of familiar. It was a place of it was a new
rejuvenating.
It was a rejuvenated excitement that happened.
Resurrecting.
Wow.
Facts. It was a resurrection, like legit. No lie. And I think even as to why we kind of have mixed feelings on the subject, because we realized that when we did pursue the relationship, with each other, regardless of the casualty, you know what I mean? We could care. We were like, screw the casualties,
It's just us.
It's us against the world, But once we got together, we realized that the casualties were a real thing.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Losing their mind, going on Prozac.
It was a real
That's why I said legit.
thing.
Like
there was
guilt.
I got
shame.
Yeah, it was so much. It was just a lot. It was a lot.
You know what I'm saying? But
have you guys ever considered having a conversation, or y'all think it's past that, it's not needed?
Having a conversation
with her?
Yeah, I think at this point
it'd be irrelevant.
I think because we've been married 15 years at this point, and together. We were together before I don't know how many years we was together before, and then we've been married now 15, and you know, we've been beyond that like 17, 18 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that a conversation couldn't happen.
Because has she
could.
recovered?
Well, unfortunately, for you know, when we came together, I then closed certain doors.
Facts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of conversation that actually happened after our process.
Right.
After our process,
So
it wasn't
where
a
she
lot
left
of
off, you like, I don't even know,
you know,
where that
because I mean we went through our divorce process, of course.
Right.
After that, you know, I mean we divorced, so it wasn't like it was a lot of conversation after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would hope, pray,
Yeah.
and at this point believe. Because she's an amazing woman.
Right.
She's an amazing woman, and I would know that she's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you would want me to reach out to her, babe.
No, thank you.
She ain't ready.
Constance, should we bring her on the show?
Do you think she needs to come on the show? Constance?
I don't see.
I think y'all are definitely not the same people y'all were 15 years ago, for sure.
Wait, even beyond 15.
I mean, I believe
we've been married 15.
Well,
It was even beyond that.
But you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, I think with
That's a
you know,
lifetime.
both of you have like real legit Holy Spirit in you.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So it's like
For
it's
sure.
not on any, you know,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you know, try to bring up dead bones type stuff, but just on like, hey, let's close it right type deal. You know what I mean? I know for us, most of the damage I caused, they cool with Constance now. They talk on DMs and hey girl, hey type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I felt that guilt too. But I think with me, the difference is it was always right in front of me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I always had to, you know, I'm coming out of service. Hey,
You had to face it.
Right.
Yeah.
hey.
And I think to that point, I think that's why I was aggressive, I guess, about confronting it.
Wow.
Like I didn't want it to be.
It was a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I didn't want it to be. I think for myself, I needed to settle it.
So when you say
For
aggressive
myself.
about confronting it, what exactly were you confronting?
I needed to come face to face to be able to have a conversation, and whatever I felt in their presence, I had to address those feelings personally.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? So I constantly put myself in the line of fire, if you will, to feel, okay, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling that? And then we would have to have conversations. And I'm like I said in a previous show, Anthony was so vocal. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, knowing so much and then seeing what he talked about, like putting it together, your mind can go to a place.
Facts.
But I have no reason to feel like he still wants them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Of course.
I had to address just for me personally. Why do I feel that way? You know what I'm saying? Why do I feel jealousy? Why do I feel we have a past. You know what I'm saying? And I have a past. So why am I feeling uneasy about that when I'm in their presence? And I wanted to
Did it.
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. So I constantly put myself in that space. And then once I kind of answered the questions for myself and between us, then I'm like, after that, I don't have no beef with you. So we cool.
It's
You
been
know what I'm saying?
all
We cool. I could kick it with you. One of them was tutoring our kids. Like it gets, I mean, I'm different.
The kids look at it like, Mom, you're different.
I'm definitely different, but that's
Isn't
just
that dad's ex? My God.
that's how I handled it. But to me, I'm
That's part
just
of the
like,
confrontation.
Yeah.
It's yes. And I took my power back because for me, if your presence moves me, you have
Oh yeah, for sure.
power.
Something's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to take my power back. And for me, that's how I did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So to the couple, well, not the couple, the lady.
Yeah.
Right. To the wife.
The wife.
The wife.
Right.
I think maybe you put the carriage before the horse because what you're insinuating in the letter is what we went through, but we went to who we wanted first. well, Brian went a different direction. I think Brian is more parallel with your story. But even with that, you got some decisions you need to make.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta wait.
The more
You gotta wait.
time
She
gets
gotta-
added
she
to
gotta
that.
weigh that.
Wait.
I would
count
say
the cost.
I would say
Gotta
two
weigh it and
things.
count it.
I would say two things because, like you said, I feel like my story kind of runs a little bit more parallel. I would say two things, sis. If you're saying that you have a good husband, if he's a good man, if he's deserving of who you are and whatever y'all creating together, he deserves that conversation.
For sure.
He deserves that
Yeah.
truthfulness. If there's any ounce of maturity in you that I lacked, you need to have a real conversation because
Facts.
he deserves that.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, and said, you got that carrot out there. See, that carrot, a lot of times that carrot looked good. And one thing that we discovered as we've lived life and time passed, when we came back together, we weren't the same people that we left.
That's good.
That was so
We
key.
were not the same.
That's good.
Yeah.
I left an entire world
Yeah.
for somebody that I thought I knew,
Yeah.
sat together on a couch in a basement and had to relearn.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she might be fantasizing or
Yeah.
Of course.
romanticizing.
It's the Cinderella,
What she
it's the
thought.
story, it's the fairy
Yeah,
tale.
yeah, Cinderella
So
story.
you,
It's the snapshot.
I'm thinking about
It's
you
the
in
snapshot.
college, not thinking you're a man. You've had your own experiences.
Oh my
your
gosh.
own
Oh my
disappointments,
gosh, we had
traumas.
we didn't learn. We didn't know that aspect of each other.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other as adults.
Yeah.
Living life, paying bills,
Yeah.
going through things, traumas and things in life.
Yeah.
We were dealing with those things individually.
Yeah.
So us coming back together, we were like, "Oh snap!
Oh,
wait, hold on.
Oh,
So on
that's
one
how you
side,
deal
it
with
made
that.
sense. This makes sense. This is
This
us.
makes sense.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
us.
We were
Yeah.
chasing
It's me. It's
We
me.
were
It's
chasing
me.
us.
It's
chasing us, but us were
But
different.
us was different.
Wow.
We
So
were
you had to
different.
like relearn and then
What?
recreate.
Relearn,
Like,
recreate.
start
we had to.
again.
Okay,
Build again.
so
Build
this is
again.
after all the collateral damage and all the immaturity and all of that. We had to get to a place to say, okay, I know you at your core.
Yeah.
You know me at my core.
Yeah.
As deep down as that may be at this point.
Yeah.
Because we were apart for 6 years.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of life that transpired. Actually,
6 years is a long time.
It was, and not only was it a long
In
time,
life.
it was a long time in detrimental growth years
Yes.
in our life.
Yeah.
The early
It's like
20s.
young
Pivotal
adult
time.
years.
It was-
a lot of life happened.
23, 24,
Yeah.
25, 21.
Yeah.
Like these are frontal lobe development
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we came back together, she knew me. I didn't even have a frontal lobe yet.
Right.
Now I got a half of one.
It's almost closed.
Like, but now we have to learn each other
Yeah.
to as adults. She came back. Like we always say, we came back with baggage. Some was Louis Vuitton, some was Walmart.
Yeah.
I came back with a marriage. She came back with a whole child.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it was a
In
lot.
other words, there was a
all
lot
that
of things
comes
to
with
work through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of things to work
And
through. She was a single mom.
The blessing,
Yeah.
I think, in us is that once the smoke cleared, you know what I
There was a
mean?
lot of smoke.
Once there was a lot of smoke, and you look around, and you're like,
And the
man, it
dust
sure is a
settled,
lot of dead things on the ground. You know what I mean? Where you like walking
Right.
around seeing what you can salvage.
Yeah.
Right.
And for us, we have so much to salvage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we love each other to the depth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we could look around in the smoke and be like, oh yeah, it's this. Oh yeah, it was this. Oh yeah, it was this. And that's how we rebuilt.
There's
Yeah.
my friend.
You
There's
know what I
my
mean?
best friend.
Like we rebuilt from
it's my
that.
best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what we like in this, you gotta evaluate.
Yeah.
You gotta sit with that. You gotta
And make sure it's worth it though.
make sure it's
Yeah,
worth it. You
man.
take that step.
Because the thing is,
You don't know who this guy is.
person
you
now.
don't know who he has developed
Yeah.
to be. And then there's the scenario of that we saw firsthand of somebody trying to emulate how we came back together. And for them, it was a catastrophe.
Right.
So I would say, sis,
Yeah.
you got to understand that relationship
these
that
snapshots.
them snapshots, that relationships you trying to rekindle, or that relationship that you may feel like you miss and you want back,
Yeah.
you better make sure,
Yeah.
one, you know who that person is.
Yeah.
Two, that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Because that fairy tale of how you caught up.
Messed
it'll
up.
have you so jacked up.
Yeah, I keep saying it. The snapshots, man. The snapshots. The snapshots. The snapshots.
What you mean?
Well, even on social media, when you see something and you think people's lives are all this and all that, man, you're just seeing a snapshot. Everybody posts the first day of school for their kid. Nobody posts the first day of summer school.
Right.
How many pictures you see?
That's good.
That's so good.
Serious.
I don't see no pictures of summer school.
Good, babe.
My baby going to summer school.
First day of summer school. Fresh. Fresh that damn first day of summer school. Why? Because
Everybody want to post honor students.
Wow.
This semester.
It reflects
Yeah.
negativity. It reflects
Yeah.
lack of intelligence. It reflects disappointment.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful when you're looking at these snapshots. You got to be careful when you're comparing yourselves amongst yourselves, because you're never comparing yourself against a full picture.
Yeah.
It's always just a piece of it.
Just-
Heck yeah,
Nobody
'cause
is putting
lots of people
themselves
always
all
like,
the way out there.
Brian
for
and
you to
Corinne
just-
did it. I mean,
I be looking at folks like they crazy.
Hold on, guys.
My mom and dad met when he met my mom when he was 20. He was 11, and he was going.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait a second, guys.
So you want to hear the other side of that story? I don't say in public.
It's
Right.
a whole lot.
Abort, guys. Abort.
Right.
All right.
Guess.
All right.
Red flag.
But it's like you got to be mindful. If you think people are out here just giving you 100% raw, uncut, even though they brand it as that, they not.
Yeah.
They are not.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody putting everything out there.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's not for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Not to say that something great can't come out of something bad, but you got to know your audience.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And the audience of the world and the audience of social media, I don't see why this new generation is so trusting of people they can't see and touch.
Engage with.
You know, I can't engage with you and connect with you like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
what?
I'm doing everything I can
feel
for
like-
you to go like.
It's misappropriated community. We used to have real community.
I like that.
They growing up in the age where their community is social.
It's social.
So all they know, like the people that they're supposed to trust in real life, are online.
Yeah.
They don't even go outside.
They don't go outside. They
That's
ain't have a real
crazy.
conversation.
They friends on the video games, on the
Right.
headset,
Yo, on the headset. That's so wild to me.
Bro.
and be dead serious about it.
No, like real
Man, this
friends.
is my dude.
Over
Dedicated.
years.
Dude, you
Getting on
just
the phone
disrespected your mama
Right.
over a dude you never even seen and hugged or shook his
Over
hand
years.
before.
They be
So
friends over
weird.
years.
This is Killer Mountain 22. It's my dude, man.
And he in California somewhere, like
Crazy.
He has
He in
no
a whole
idea.
nother time zone. Boy, you crazy? The world is changing.
Listen,
The world is
I've
And it's
heard
evolving.
of an instance where even Godfather was named through video game headsets.
No way.
Yep.
OMG.
Yeah, man, listen.
I
Be
don't
the
want to
godfather of my baby.
So, in closing, sis,
now let me
Go ahead.
before you
Okay,
close.
takeaways.
Before you close,
What's your takeaway?
I want to encourage the young lady. First, pray about it. That's one. Two, to Brian's point, you do need if he's a good man, that you
Yeah.
love, he deserves a conversation, because even in the conversation of you sharing, and bringing it to him, there's a level of intimacy that you could even unveil in your relationship that lets you see, no, I want my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know
Come on,
I
that's it.
love you. I appreciate
Yeah.
you. That was then, and I'm gonna go ahead and let that go. And I just need to resolve some stuff, but it's okay to have that conversation. I think sometimes those type of conversations feel like taboo, but there have been plenty of times where Anthony and I have had to talk about like our exes or even unresolved thoughts, or maybe we've been together 20 years. I'm not going to say like I've never thought about my ex, or man, just curious how, like, which way would I have gone if I'm not going to say I never thought about that. Like, that's not unrealistic, but if you're so deep that if you feel like it's pulling you away, he
Right.
deserves a conversation. And
Yeah.
I think that the conversation may go better than you think.
Mm.
You know what I mean? There's a possibility that it could.
yeah,
I
I agree.
So,
That's good, man.
yeah.
That's good stuff. So, sis, I hope you take heed to the wisdom that's come forth
Yeah.
today, man, because this your life. At the end of the day, this is your life.
For sure.
And every decision you make opens up a new reality that you got to live in, not us.
Yeah.
Wow. I go home.
Yeah.
We go home.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
if you love him, if there's a smidgen of integrity and honor for him,
that's it.
in your heart for him,
that's it.
You owe it to him just from being a good person.
Yeah.
Okay? Do the right thing. Talk to him. Talk to him. Just off what we call it GP, good peoples. Be a good person. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
What do y'all say?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much more for me to add.
Yeah.
I don't know if, listen, at the end of the day, let that brother know before you crush him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to crush because we're men and we're territorial. So it's like either you could take the Band-Aid off fast or you could take it off slow. Either way, it's got to come off. So I'd say just blurt it out.
Or let them boys catch a fade.
No,
not these days. Somebody end up murdered, then they'll come back. Family by choice.
I'll edit that.
He told me to fight. He said, this
I'm going to edit that, y'all.
Yeah, take that out, Brian.
Please take it
For any
out.
lawsuits before we make $10.
Yo, babe, you got anything else that you would like to add?
No,
I think we deep dived on this,
definitely
man.
covered everything.
This is a good combo. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Family by Choice.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Y'all
ma'am.
be sure to keep the letters coming in. Hit us up at the email below. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and pass it around. Share it with your friends.
Man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Join the family.
Join the family.
Join the conversation. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.